Forward to the plenary. Let me know if that works. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ignite. Hope y'all took advantage of the week off. The week off last. We're having, and you can push it to the spot for the door, yeah. So you can kind of back. Both of those open or closed. We're going to have a panel this Thursday with people talking about their big takeaways from family reunion. So that'll be at 11 o'clock. So that'll be really good. I was surprised. Let me put it this way. So I was on the Facebook group, you have a Facebook group where everybody is. And somebody said they walked away with 3 referrals from agents that they met there who said, I need you in your area. One was a listing, they got under contract, or they got signed this weekend. Expensive then. If you learn something that would grow your business, it's worth the money. Okay, so we had we'll be there. Can you take the door stop out now? Because sometimes we have cutting through. Thank you. So there was someone there that was a rookie her first year. She's out of, and while she was a rookie, she took money from paycheck, set it into a separate account or an envelope, I don't know, but she set that aside for family when she was there. Like, oh my God. So, look for opportunities in August. That's Mega King. Family reunion. It's crazy. I don't know if you saw the pictures. I haven't heard official number, but I heard it was anywhere from 1,000 people, and I felt it like that. All right, so we are in the second month of Ignite, right? You guys have been in it twice a week. All the preliminary classes, learning about lead gen, learning about open houses, social media, all that fun stuff. Seth did MLS and doing CMA. Today we're going to talk about how to follow up with your leads and how to nurture your clients. Okay. What's the saying about leads? Following up and the importance of following up. The fortune is in the follow-up. You may have a huge database. You may know a lot of people, but if you are not following up with your leads, and as much as you think, no, we talked a couple months ago, we're good. They told me they weren't ready. I don't want to be pushy. And the next thing you know, you will see on Facebook that they bought a house. And you'll be like, dude, what's up? I thought, we were good. I thought you were going to. And they're going to say, I wasn't hearing from you. I didn't know. Right? So there is a way for you to have many opportunities to stay front of mind with someone without being pushy. Okay? So we're going to go through that today and how to follow up with your leads. We're going to talk about convert a lead to an appointment. I think that's critical. That's where a lot of leads struggle, is having a lead. Why aren't they ready? Oh, well, I don't know. They just said they're not ready. Right? You've got to help them get over the fear of the unknown. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. In the daily success system, you guys are seeing that daily success system over and over throughout this class. It is so important to, I don't know why this, to keep up with that. The daily success system are the things you should be doing daily. All right, Nick, read this for me. What does that mean to y'all? Think about that. Read it again. Think about it. The effort you give to converting leads must match the effort you give to generating them. What? Yes, Prosper. It takes you 80% more effort and time to find a lead than it does to get. And agents are always chasing that lead. And then they go, I got a lead. I'm like, great, you put it in, well, no, not that. Get it in command, then come back and see me, and then I'll be excited. Because if it's in command, you're not going to lose it, forget it, right? And then, what's going on with that lead? When I sit down with people all the time and go over their pipeline, and I hear over and over again, they're not ready. They're not ready till next. They're not ready till fall. You have to help them see if there are opportunities for them to be ready. They may not be. But in a lot of cases, you're having a conversation, they're afraid. They've never bought a house before. Especially if you're talking to first-time home buyers, they don't know what the process looks like, and everybody tells them what a pain it is to buy a house. It doesn't have to. I have recent clients who said, oh my God, my friend's been 7 months, and the few offers they put in, they haven't gotten, and they're so frustrated. And I said, not gonna be like that for me. Oh. And we looked at 5 houses, put only 1 offer in on the 5th house, and they got it. And they were like, what? So hard, right? Your job is to make it easy, as seamless as possible. I'm not saying everyone's gonna go that smoothly and that you're gonna get the first one, but it's your job to help them understand that you're there for it and you're gonna get them through it. And to understand, I had a buyer and she said, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna take another year to save my money, so I'll have more of a down. I said, okay, I'm serious. How much more do you think you're gonna save in this? And she said, well, between, you know, what I back in taxes and saving every month, my goal is to save another 12 to 15,000. And I said, great. And remember, feel, felt, found. I went over at the beginning of Ignite. A lot of people feel that way. Or I can understand why you feel that way. A lot of people have felt that way. But what we have found is that by waiting that year, that additional 12,000 may not get you any further if that house maybe or cost you more than 12,000. You don't know that the interest rates are going to be better. Rates could go up. And houses are still appreciating. So waiting may not be the best, right? And then if you're talking interest rates, that, okay, so you're trying to get from interest rates of 7% to 6%, saving 1%. How much are you paying a month? 1,800, 2,000. That's a hundred, right? So you gotta get the, and a lot of times, sometimes just saying that, they go, okay? So you need to give as much effort and time into following up with your leads as you did to find them. You may do a buyer seminar that takes you hours upon hours to plan, to invite, set up, right? And if you spend 50 hours doing that, you better spend as much time nurturing those leads that you got from them. Okay? Don't just put them in the database and tag them lead. Gotta follow up with them. So that's super important. And remember, Gary Keller says nothing is more important than lead genning every day when you have this. And so many people will get a couple and they'll start going, oh, I'm good. I got church right now. My weekends, I'm going to be taking them all around. Okay, well, let the nurture kind of incubate. And they take their foot off the gas. One buyer gets first for a job. The other buyer, they find out they don't. Now all of a sudden you have zero, right? And then you're like looking around going, oh. And then you have to throttle back up. So always, keep lead genning even when you're up to your eyeball in showing buyers around. Because how cool is it to go closed, just got under contract on the next one, right? And you want to, is it easy? No. But if you follow that plan, that's simple, not easy, but that's what you've got to think about. Keep working on your nurturing. All right, so consistently getting every possible appointment from the leads you generate isn't complicated, but it does require preparation, practice, and purposeful action, right? You've captured the leads, you've connected with them, you've got to and then you close them, and then you got to keep cultivating them. Most people say they would work with the agent that they will use their last agent. You know the percentage of people that do? 30%. Because they can't remember. But I have enough from them closing. Or maybe they're 1 month apart. Hey, it's 1 month in your house, I'm jealous. You've got to constantly stay in front of them. You guys see some of our teams that always do client events. Case of Richmond does that a lot. Rucker does that a lot. The right group, Tim Siegel does that a lot, right? They're not in here. They do a lot of client events. That's to keep front of mind with people. And at any given event, client event, Nick, don't people come up to me and go, oh, this, I was just thinking, I got somebody to do. It's because there's so much going on, you've got to stay top of mind that sending that text, that card, remind them you're in real estate, kind of reminding them, oh, I have to take action. I have to get this contact to Mark that I know he's in real estate. Okay. You've got possible business, probable, and profitable. Can you put probable business in the bank? No. You can't cash a probable check. You can't go to the bank and go, I need probable. You know that listing you had, not over until it's closed, right? So You have to look at it. And possible business may be B and C buyers, probable business, you can look at it, those are your A buyers. And then profitable are the ones in action, okay? All right, so now we're gonna talk about how to convert a lead. Capturing is defined as collecting the minimum amount of valid contact for a potential buyer or seller. Right? Do you have their email, their phone number? Physical address would be great. Or anything else if you want to drop by. But you've got to get them in your database, you guys. I can't express the importance of that enough. Y'all know I can pull a report and see how many you have in your database. If you have a business like running, okay, work on your database. Have your database open while you're making your calls. Do not update it while you're on the phone. There's nothing that drives me crazier than be talking to someone who is trying to get their product or service, and they're saying so, and they're asking the questions that I know what they're doing, and I hear. Right? They're typing. They're either typing my on Facebook or sending a text to somebody. It's annoying. Get off the phone, then make your notes. Okay? Then make your notes and put what you talked about, what information they gave you about their kids, their job, their life, so that you can follow up by sending them things, asking them the next time you talk to them. Hey, how'd it go with your remodel at your beach house? How'd it go with your kids' graduation? Right now, everybody's in the throes of announcing where their kids are going. Send them a little something. Find a little JMU sticker, right? Find something to send to their kids, right? That's going to go a long way for you building that relationship. So capturing the lead, if someone says, yeah, maybe interested, let's talk. And you get them in your database and you mark them as a lead, either a listing or a buyer, and you're like, okay, I feel good. I'm going to go work out, or I'm going to go walk by the river, whatever. You've got more work to do, okay? You need to be following up with your other ones. Oh, sorry. My clicker going too fast. All right, and then when we talk about conversion, if you were to need, if I were to need to contact you, what would that number be? You can ask them that. Hey, Prosper, thanks for, talking to me today at this cookout, this party or whatever. You mentioned you might be interested, how can I get your number, right? Or here, give me your number, I'll send you my contact card. Get their number, and that way you can send them your contact card, and now you have their info. If I found exactly what you were looking for, how would I contact you is another way to say it. And if I found out that information that you're wanting, how would I get it? Someone reached out to me asking me to help them find off-market property. They want, like, property as an investor, they want property. I asked, they said, I want fixed property. And I said, do you have a preference of location? And define fixer-upper. What level of fixing up you want? I mean, just paint and cosmetic things, or do you mean full-on reno? And he said, I have no different, thank you. No, thank you. No preference on location, and the worse shape, the better. I want the ones nobody else wants. And like most investors, will they sign a buyer's agreement? Not usually. So I said, are you willing to sign a buyer brokerage agreement? And he said, for specific house, yes. So what I do is I'll send them the buyer agreement, And I'll say, I've got a property and I'm not gonna send it to you, it's off market, it's somebody I know. And he's like, so, how do I trust you? And I'm like, how do I trust you? If you're not gonna go around there. So I finally got him to sign it, and then we put in the address. So ask the questions. If I found that information that you want, how would I get it? And CYA, because it'll happen. Because it'll happen one time, and you're like, man, my client didn't use me. They went with somebody else, or they went around me to the owner. And I'm like, you had a buyer agreement? Well, no, not yet. Well, then it's not your client, right? You were smiling. Do you have a situation that happened?
Yeah. Not bad.
It happens. A lot of driving when gas was expensive. So it, like I said, it'll only happen to you once, and you'll never lose that from your side. But like, it happens to everybody, right? I mean, it happens, but that's how. So I tell people, hey, no, there's no obligation for you to buy now. In fact, that's why I made it for a year, because I know you said you're not really ready now. But this just protects both of us and allows me to research and work on your behalf. So if I start inquiring on property, it says that I'm being right. That, I mean, that goes a long way to just say, hey, before I start spending time and research, and you mentioned 4 areas that you might be interested in, start familiarizing myself or seeing the trends, so that when you're ready in 4 or 5 months, I know exactly what's going on. And this says that we're agreeing. Did that sound scary? Do you think that sounds kind of like it makes sense to somebody, saying this is us working together, right? So make sure you're getting the information from them, to connect with them, know your value proposition. We covered that at the beginning of Ignite. What makes you different from you, from you, from you, from everybody? What is your elevator that we say, you have to be ready? Somebody goes, Pastor, I am in real estate, why should I work with you? You want to be fumbling to say, well, right? Figure out what your value proposition is and be able to speak it clearly and concisely. Role play and practice. Role play and practice. How many of you have ever played sports? Okay, even if not on a professional team, right? Just, you have to practice your skill, and it is a skill. Any athlete does not go out into a competition and go, well, they like me, and I'm pretty get my vibe. People can tell winning it and a professional. And I don't know if you guys have the expression, professionals or amateurs practice to never get it wrong. Professionals practice to always get it right. So a professional is gonna have it down to where it's instinct. Amateurs are just practicing to not make a mistake, but the professional always can nail it 100% of the time. That's the difference, right? So role play and practice and know the outcome you want. Know the outcome. When I listen to some role play, I'll hear people do really well throughout the conversation, but you don't think. We're afraid to say, Leo, after everything comes out, are you ready for working it? Scary or doesn't, I'm afraid, right? You have to know the outcome when you're meeting or talking with someone. That outcome, meet them at Starbucks, kind of talk to them about the buying and selling process so that they feel a little more comfortable. If that's the outcome, cool. But go in knowing what you want to leave. If the outcome is you talked on the phone, you've connected through some text, I want to move them from a lead, assigned buyer or seller. I want to leave this coffee shop or their kitchen to find permanent, right? So you got to ask for the business. And there have been many occasions where agents have shared where they'll say, I thought I had it. I thought they were using what I said. Well, I thought something happened. Why did you do that? And 9 times out of 10. So while we think it's implied that we're asking business something, have to say, thanks for seeing me. So, we talked a couple times about the process. I want to sit down and make sure I'm answering all your questions to take whatever hesitation you may have. That sounds good to you? I know you're probably going to have questions for me, so I'm happy to answer. And at the end, I may have some questions for you as well. And at the end of this, I hope you feel comfortable enough to go ahead and sign the agreement that I have. Fire I have. Does that sound good? So I started the conversation telling them what we're going to go over. You've been talking. I'm going to answer your questions, and you're probably going to, you're going to ask questions. I'm going to ask questions. And if at the end you feel comfortable, are you ready to sign? So I said that at the end, I'm going to say, is there anything we talked about to cause you concern or make you hesitant to go ahead and move forward? Yes or no? Right? And so that's how you've got to get them to a distinct decision. Some still may not be ready, and that's okay. Well, I haven't met with the lender yet. I know you sent them to me 3 months ago. That's okay. That's why I made this for a year, because there's no rush. I don't want you to feel pressured. And you can meet with the lender and then we'll take it from there. They may meet with the lender and they need 3 months to get things right, but then you're still under a bond, right? Yeah. So I think that kind of anything more than a year may look like. I would, and then if now we're finding, hey, you saw that a while ago when we started. It's about to expire. But just make sure you do that before it expires. Because that'll be when somebody goes to a party and finds out their best friend, cousin, is an agent. Okay? So know what you want the outcome to be when you go go into that meeting. Here are 6 connection questions, okay? So either write these down or screenshot it, and as well. So the questions are, who are they? If you've ever gone in to a meeting or like a party, try to find people you don't know. As scary as it is, that's a great opportunity for you to expand your sphere. Who are they? What do they want or need to do? Where do they want or need to do it? Why, when, and how? What, when, why, when, and how. Those are all pretty basic, right? Whenever you have a time frame in mind, are you currently in that big stuff? And when someone tells you that they're interested in buying or selling, and they say in June, questions. Okay, you want to sell in June? Like go on the market in June, or do you need to be closed and out in June? Two very distinctly different time frames, right? If you need to be closed and out in June, you need to be on the market maybe end of April. End of April, so if you have a 30-day close or 45-day close, there's your window. Okay. If a buyer says, I want to buy in June, and I say, what's important in June? Is that when your lease is up? Yes. Is it June 1 or June 1? And if your lease is up June 1, you really need to be out at the end of May so you can get everything out and get that place clean so you get your deposit. So you need to be buying in May, which means your loan approval and start looking the end of March to April, right? To then be in May. So when you start talking to someone, the light bulb every time when I do that with someone and get them to see that real time frame and go, oh, I had no idea. If I had $5 for every right? So here are your connecting questions and your follow-up to this. When they give you the answers to this, and I gave you guys this sentence, the first night, there, and I said, this is good for your personal relationships as well as business. Anytime someone tells me something, and I just did it at Tuesday, tell me why that's important. Find out more. Well, I want to be in Chesterfield. Why Chesterfield? Well, my grandmother's getting older, and I hope my parents, my grandmother. I have to buy there a lot, so I want to be. When my son wanted to buy in Chesterfield, grew up in Short Pump, and I was like, and I knew the answer. Why Chesterfield? He works Chesterfield Fire and EMS. And he has his shift, and then he has mandatory overtime sometimes, or his own overtime. He's like, I don't want to have to drive 30 minutes to get to possible station. I want to be, and he said, I want to be in the community that I serve. Does that change the dynamic of that a little bit? Would I then ever send him anything in Henrico or Hanover? No. But if someone says, well, I get more for my money in Chesterfield, okay, well, if I can find you more for your money in the perfect house in Mechanicsville or other parts of Hanover, would that count? Oh, yeah, I'd be open to that. If they're saying it, for value and money, right? So ask people why things are important to them. Time frame may be different. And you got to ask, okay? You
when they come to a decision. But if you're reconnecting with them in a systematic way, you'll have a better chance of being there when they do make a decision. And you'll be able to close.
Okay, I've got some buyers, you guys, that I met with a good year ago. Last fall. No, last spring. And they said, yeah, sometime in the next year. And then she lost her job and then this and that. Then, and I was in touch with them. Then I saw they got engaged. And I reached out and I was like, oh, I'm so happy you got engaged. Did I send her an engagement card that had nothing to do about real estate? That's it. Right? And then I followed up with her and I said, now that you're getting engaged, are y'all thinking anymore about buying a home so you can get settled? Okay? And then I sent her the loan officer's information a second time, and they let me know she finally got it. Her mother referred her. And I let the mother know, I keep following up with Nicole. And I don't hear from her, I just want to make sure everything's okay. And her mom goes, yeah, you're gonna have to stay on her. You know, she's not like a go-getter like her sister. Like her mom said that. So I'm like, all right, I gotta keep following up with this girl, right? So the more you keep in touch with people, the higher the probability that when lightning strikes them and they're like, I'm gonna do it,
They're gonna remember you and be ready to reach out. Okay? When asking for an appointment, which of these do you think is more effective? Text, email, phone call, or a contact? Okay, Prosper said in person. Jamia said phone call. What else? Whichever one is their preference. Obviously, you want to ask them which one do they prefer, right? Some younger people, God forbid they ever talk on the phone. I mean, they love their text, right? Yeah, phone calls or in person have the most effect because in a text,
people can go, no, not interested right now. And they feel safe. Like, over the phone, when they hear your voice and that you've taken the time to call, it's harder to get them to say no. They don't want to say no over the phone, and they're more likely to let's grab coffee or a drink to talk about.
so, and then this kind of, in the end, if they can meet with you and have a good enough reason to meet, they will meet. And if they don't, they won't. And that's okay. You really don't care what their answer ultimately is because you're not getting people to do anything they don't want to do. You're just going to ask and respond until they agree if that meeting with you makes sense or it doesn't. Either way, you both win. Like, I'd rather have somebody give me a no and spend my time and effort elsewhere. But if you keep asking them, then at some point they may go,
Yes, no, I'm ready.
right?
For whatever reason,
She's met, but for some reason she's hesitant to really formally start the process.
and I got to find out. And the more I keep calling her and asking, then at some point she will be ready, or she'll give me a no and I'll move on. Okay? And does that make sense? Yeah. You just got to keep asking.
All right, what ahas do y'all have from this morning so far?
Right. Yeah. Why 2020? Right. Right. Yeah, and some people think they don't know enough about their credit. They think it's worse than it is, and they may not realize that 620 could get them a loan approval. And I had a lady, that told me, I told you this, that I was in Publix recently, and she said, my ex-husband trashed my credit, that paid me forever. And I said, well, let me ask you this, if you started today and met with a lender to find out what you need to improve on your credit, and you started working every month, it's an opportunity for you to bring that score up. And if it's a year from now or a year and a half from now, if you find out you can now buy a house, you'd be glad you started. So you're right. You know, I appreciate, and I told her, I said, it happens. You know, I've heard this story, I hate to say it, many times, right? So just get the knowledge, though. She was so afraid to find out how bad her credit score was. And I said, if knowledge is power. Unless you know exactly what you need to do, right? Yeah. Oh. Right. So, yeah, thank you, Mark. Yeah. Find out, but getting them with the lender is the first step to pulling that Band-Aid. All right, and, you know, this says how to improve your conversion rate. For the people in PC, and for those that use, for productivity coaching, on your 411, when I see Legion each week, it is better, and I'm gonna start pushing to see right? And are you gonna make calls? Are you gonna go to an event? Try to make contact, like, I want you to be specific. But then there's a difference in time block in lead gen and lead follow-up. So two distinctly different things, right? We talked earlier about it's important and everybody wants to celebrate, I got a lead. You need to also be time blocking for your lead follow-up. Again, you're gonna spend 80% more time and effort to get a new lead than you are converting ones that you've got. Those are people that kind of raise their hand, yeah, I'm kind of ready, and you put them over in the lead category. So to improve your conversion rate, look at that, time block, not just me being free. Well, a little bit, but, two, use system and conversation. What are the systems you can use? Thank you, KW Command. Yeah, Connect is the education model. Command, got to use systems and models. I showed somebody the other day who's been in KW how to set a task in Command. They were calling people, but when the person says, I gotta go out of town, I'm gonna be traveling a lot for my job in February. And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna remember. They didn't know there is a so you can say, Leah said travel, where it's on second week in March. On March 10th, I'm gonna put in March 10th, call Leah. Then when I open command, as I said, have your command open while you're making your call. Because I'm not saying I do this, but I'm not saying I don't. So why am I calling? And then I read that note and it goes, gonna be traveling for work and so when he picks up, when I so how was this? How'd they go? You said you were going to San Diego and Texas.
I'm opening, letting you know that I'm sent,
Even though I forgot, but now I'm reading,
right? I'm connecting,
but they're not, hey, Julia, how's it going? Oh, you ready for yourself?
right?
Notes and set those tasks to remind you. And when you set enough tasks, then when you get up and you're ready to work, instead of opening Facebook, so my 6 things that I need to do today to win the day. These are commitments that I made to someone else and myself to follow up. Until those 6 things are done, everything else gets blocked out. Those are the systems and the conversations to help with your conversion rate.
Connect. What system you can use to connect with your whole database on a regular basis?
Yes. You do. It's do the database too. And every day it tells you what letter of the alphabet to call and what letter of the alphabet to call. And so every day, if you go, I don't know who to call today, it will tell you, call the people with the last name D. Go, call my D. And it says to text the T's. Simple enough, right? It can be something as simple as, hey, how's it going? You know, checking in and make sure your signature line says Realtor, KW Richmond West, something to remind them, right? Think about what you can offer of value or where they are in the conversation. But if you know that 2 are more than likely to be readier first, you're gonna prioritize them, right? So you've got to know enough about the people.
Know when they may or may not be looking to buy or sell. You want to capture, connect, cultivate, or connect, close, and then continue to cultivate, either after connecting, cultivate them to get them to close, or after you close. Please don't forget about someone.
I had to, help 2 agents one time where this was in another brokerage. Where I was the managing director, and they came in and they go, Nick stole my client. That was my client. I'm like, how are they? Well, I helped them buy that house 7 years ago. And Nick just listed it. Like, huh. They told me. Oh, what did they call you from? Well, I sold another house in looked like it's your client. When was the last time you sent it? On their year anniversary of closing. I called the client. Said, hi, I'm from so-and-so brokerage. I understand you just your house with Nick. How'd that go? Oh, great. Wonderful. Well, I one great. So helpful. That helps. So I appreciate trusting both agents in your process. Can you tell me, did something happen to the other agent that you didn't use them? No, I just never heard from them again. I didn't know they was. Okay? Not your client, unless they
So make sure you keep in touch
with your leads. Okay, all right. We're at the end of this session.
So how has your thinking changed about lead
Gen and lead follow-up.
Yeah.
Always be at the top of their mind. Thank you, Janine. Yeah, what else? Yeah. So when someone tells you what they think your timeline is, it's our job as agents to help educate them on what that timeline looks like. So looking to buy or sell in June, or be closed and in or closed and out in June. And then you back your way into it. And especially when you realize June, people still think it's January. And then when you go, well, that means you really should be gearing up in April. That's next month. That's next month. And a lot of times when you're having these conversations, agents talk and want to build a space. Pausing and allowing silence allows catch up. Because we know these things, we need it to resonate with them. So if I say, sell your house in June, that means you need to go on the market in April. I can prepare a whole different itemize what we need. When I pause, it allows you to start thinking, oh my God, what do I need to do to get it ready? And I let him think about that for a minute, and I said, I'm going to provide you with it, right? Allow for there to be some silence, you guys, to let people think about what you said to catch up, okay? But the biggest thing from this is you guys have got to know, right, Chris? You have got lead follow-up is more, just as important as lead gen. If you don't do the follow-up, the lead gen doesn't work. Okay? So there you go. All right, any questions on this session? And we'll take a quick break and I'll pull up the next. This came up at the beginning. If you know, before you're picking up the phone, going to an event, or talking to anyone, I engage every conversation in this of contribution, and people are happy to be in. I am going to come from contribution, and I'm going to attempt to help people however I can. So them hearing from me is not going to be a burden, right? And so many times they just go, I don't want to bug them. Well, then offer them something of value. Be a good listener, be a good friend, be a good resource. Be a good connection, and people are going to love to hear from you. Okay? All right. On that note, we will take a break, and y'all can run to the restroom, and then we'll start the second session. All right, we'll come back. It's 10. Let's come back at 10:10. Okay, that's just for taking the test. Did you pass both? Oh, awesome. Congrats. That's awesome. You know, not everybody passed, not a lot of people pass both the first time. That's awesome. So you do need to go back and have all your fingerprints done. Well, you, how long are the fingerprints? Is it 45 days? But so then, yeah, so then, and then you'll do your paperwork with whoever you pick. And then they'll start, D4 will start processing it. And then we have a lot of people, you can ask Prosper, he forgot to go back and get the rest. So when they got to his application and they were ready, they were like, we don't have your fingerprints. And then it kind of
put him back at the beginning of the queue. So, yes, so I would say do your paperwork and then quickly thereafter, go get your fingerprint. Yeah. So we can set up time for you, to do that. I can't today. I already, on Mondays, we're gonna finish by 11. I have an 11 o'clock Zoom. I have a 12 to 1 Zoom. And then I've got one at 3:30, like I call it meeting Monday. Yeah, hold on. I was looking, I could talk by phone this afternoon. What? What? No, I could do today at 2, Nick. Go. Yeah, I know, he gives me a hard time. I could talk to you by Zoom or on the phone today at 2. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I'm happy to. All right, do you want to do Zoom or phone? All right, let me give you my number and you can call me. 804-337. I know, that's you. That is super huge, especially, like I said, like people will ask me, how many people passed the first time? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, but I would say probably 70% don't pass the first. So you did great. I think you did great. Who did you take your class with? Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then you were prepared. Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's great. And did you do all the other modules that told you about KW and all that stuff too? Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. And you got connected through Nick, right? Where was that? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. That's so exciting. You go, girl. Did it really? I couldn't remember that. Yes. He did it both. Because he's already passed the federal, yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, wow. It was funny, the kids, Chaz was driving, Alex wasn't driving yet in high school. And every day I'd come home from class, I did the 5 days in person, and every day I'd come home and while they were doing their homework, I would study. And they're like, let me quiz you, and they'd ask me questions, and I was like, I've never heard that expression before in my life. And they're like, it's in the book. I'm like, I don't know what that. And so they loved turning the tables on me. And then when I went, I took it on that like Friday morning. And I texted them, I knew they were in school, and I said, I passed PSI. And Alex made Chad drive them after school. They went and got me balloons in a car. It was like the sweetest thing. It was so sweet. I was like, oh, my little babies are like congratulating me. 28, 25, and the baby is going to be 24 in April. My kids, 28, 25, and almost 24. 2 out of the 3 are. My oldest is out in Oklahoma with his wife, and yeah. But then Alex and James went to high school together. That's how Nick found us. Is he was at a friend's house. Yeah, Nick did his homework, went and interviewed a bunch of brokerages. I'm so glad. I love working with you, and thanks for letting Prosper shadow you. How'd it go? Yeah. Oh, was it? Good, yeah. Okay, good. All right, we'll get you ready once you're ready. Yep, awesome. All right, we'll go ahead and get started again. So through Ignite, you guys, I know over this because I know some have been to a lot of the classes, some haven't. We talked about igniting, embracing your job, connect with your market, define your value, generate your leads, grow your database, capture leads with open houses, capture leads with social media, capture more leads, because you can never have enough leads, right? Keep every lead. Follow up, we just went over. Now we're going to talk about strengthening relationships. Coming up this week on Wednesday, we have Christy Bacon teaching Win and Work with Buyers. And then next Monday is Chris Elliott, Win and Work with Sellers. Guys, these are 2 big ones to attend. And then, so these are combined. And then you're going to have make and receive offers, negotiating, contract to close, and then Peggy and I are doing the wrap up, pulling it all together, and y'all get to graduate from Ignite. Yep. How's that? So establishing your mindset, identifying your goals, devise the plan, recap, and daily success system is what we're going to be going over. All right. Who's going to read this one for me? Thank you, Prosper. Clarity, priorities, and focused action. What does it sound like to you guys? What is it? Lifestyle. I like that. Yeah. Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. I love that. You've got to have clarity, guys. Every day, every week, every month. You've got to have clarity with what you need in the March. The last month of the first year, right? The year is going to be determined by the end of this month. Get some clients, get some deals under contract. We're already moving into, and what you do now, you see in 60, 90 days, right? You must have clarity done. Doing the 411 help and not filling it with goofy
I'm gonna write this down because I feel like this is what I should be doing. What this is. You must have clarity with what you need to do to needle forward for this and for your patient. Okay? Your priorities, like I said earlier, nothing else gets done until your priorities are done. We can come up with a to-do list of 12 to 15 things every day. Go to the dry cleaner, pick up groceries, whatever, right? But you need to have the activities that you can begin the day. That if nothing else gets done, those items are what you need to do. And it comes from mindset and acting, expressing, and thinking like the agent you want to be. Okay?
And then your focused action, like he said, Prosper said, you want to leave it all on the table. You've got to put your all into those priorities that feed that clarity.
That's the key to it all, you guys.
All right, so we went through this.
You capture your leads, they go into your database, and then within your database, they're either classified as a contact, or a lead. And then you prepare them for conversion, and then you get under contract and continue to nurture them. This whole system you've got to keep up with, okay? Focus on building relationships that market share means in our ecosystem of Richmond and how much market share we have as a broker. You guys get familiarity sometimes when I go talk to clients and when you talk to clients, they're gonna go, oh, I know KW, I see those signs everywhere, right? And if somebody says, oh, well, I see the Pace of Richmond signs everywhere. You're covered. People don't know that, and so you can let them know. Rucker is part of our broker, right? And if they go, oh, I think people part of KW. Yeah, because unlike other brokerages where they have to put the brokerage emblem on it, like a balloon, right? We allow our agents to brand themselves, but yes, those agents will help you with validity in the market. So I'll share building a relationship. For those of you who remember in the fall, I had that big property in Chester, 20-acre, $1 million house. Took real good care of him. And with some of his proceeds, said, I want to buy a condo. Okay. We went and did that. The Friday, this came on the market. Can we go look at it on this channel? Yeah, I'll show you. And then guess what else? He's in charge of professional organization that's going to be selling a commercial building. Can you sell commercial? Absolutely. From that one relationship that closed last year, last summer, he bought with me again. We're looking at another property. If I have public sale, right? If I just said, okay, that one's done. A big party at his new place, or something. He bought it from me. So I didn't help him on the purchase house. But he was having a party. Okay, I'm felt that way. Felt that way. I want to stop by. some stuff. And there was someone else there helping him set up. And me and said, oh, this is my to help me sell. I guess, oh, cool, I got a property. I'm so just circumstance of me dropping by. I met one of his buddies. Relationships, and not just with your clients, but with friends. One of my girlfriends, her boyfriend bought a rental property in Tarrytown, an investment property we rent. She says, I want you to help my son buy it. Okay. So over there, I helped him buy it. Now I'm gonna help the dog. Every relationship, right? Treat them well, come from contribution. All my clients, in January and February, I said, if you and on your closing document, the taxes. When you get in there, some were like, oh, I haven't even started. I said, when you do, if you can't find your closing statement with all your closing costs and all that information, let me know and I'll send it to you. I mean, it's thoughts and opportunities for them to send you people, okay? So focus on building your relationship. And I hear this a lot where people go, I don't have enough people. Then go find more people. Start a hobby, join a group, right? Whatever it is.
Find the things that you like to do and then find people. Once you meet your new contacts, you either do business with them immediately or you don't. Either way, you've met them and put them in your database and stay in touch with them forever.
You can anticipate of your database number in business a year. If you only have 57 people in your database, that's how many. That's all your bills starting up. If you have 500, then that's 50. That's how your bills? Heck yeah. Gotta work the database the way you're supposed to. You can't just put them in there and forget about it. Your database is great. It's over 500. And did you struggle putting database when you started? And then it's kind of like watching for me. I know I'm going to yell in a minute. Like, can I watch my savings account grow? And I'll tell you all that when I go to some shopping and I'm going to buy something. And then as I walk into the store, I'm having a conversation with myself. Do I really, should I spend this money? And if I do that, I reward myself by moving that money from my checking and I put it into the savings account that I'm working. And I go, I didn't buy those shoes or that jacket or whatever it is. And I put it in my travel account or I put it in my buying a river cottage. And like when you see your bank account improve, you're much less likely to then spend it. Same thing with your database. Database is growing. You're going to know that that's an indicator from your business, and you'll be like, oh, right? So keep building your database because the size
of your business and your bank account. Thank you, Julian. Even unprompted. That's right. All right. Convert your contacts to closed leads. Stay top of mind. You constantly got to be sending them things. We've got Easter and Passover coming up.
look for holidays, look for events. Again, find out where people's kids are gonna be going to school or trades, find them something to congratulate them, right? Convert your contacts to closed business, remain top of mind, and then leverage mind share for referral business. This was a really cute one that I saw recently, and I was like, oh, I need to try to do that. You got like a little, like 2 or 5 feet, and put a little tag on it, and take it for Popeyes with your business card. Have your call my people, and I'd love to help them. Or have your people call me, I'd love to help them. Right? With summer, you can do little bottles of bubbles. I mean, there's so many fun things that you can do just to kind of stay top of mind with people. Communicate with your database. Y'all should really be looking at this and aware of how much you stay on top of your database.
So 4 touches of phone calls, 12 touches, either an email, a newsletter, or a market report or video. 2 touches, promotional direct mail, such as a magnet calendar or printed market report,
And 1 touch to an annual event, party, or get together. There's a lot of things you can do that may not cost a lot of money to get started when they're free outdoor events, right? Music or art shows. Say, hey, I'm gonna have a table set up with some refreshments and things, if you can have food there. But just say, we're gonna be meeting over on the left side of the stage. And you get people together and you can have food there. But it's a free event, getting people outdoors, right? And just offer stuff like that.
family fun day. So look at ways that you can have an annual event or movie screening outside. And then you've got 36 to convert, so you want to connect and convert. So you've got a lot of different activities, and some are the same on each side. But you guys, just calling them
Once every now and then is not gonna do it. In your database, Smart Plan, or in Command, we have Smart Plan. You can either do all these touches manually, or you can automate it using Smart Plan. Scott Leroy Marketing is a great source for training videos. KW Connect, which is the education piece, has tons of videos for how to use Smart Plan. I encourage all of you guys to, at least if you're not set, if you don't have any Smart Plans, just do it with birthday. You're calling people, or you can look through Facebook, look up people, find out their birthday from Facebook, and put it in Command, and automate a Smart Plan so they get and create what they're gonna get from you. And you can say, they're gonna get an email, maybe the email the day before, and the day of, they get a text that looks like a text from you. Hey, this is Janita, just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, thinking about you. That's how you connect with people and stay front of mind. And then for my VIP, I personally and make sure, hey, I know I sent you a text, but I was just hoping to catch you live. Or if I do catch them live, I know I sent you a text or put it on Facebook, but I had to call me. What are your plans? Right? So use your database and use Command as much as possible.
automate the tasks that look like, and they are coming from you, but to help with some of those touches. Does that make sense? Okay. We talked earlier about the 6 connecting questions. Remember the where, when, what, how, why, thank you. Why is probably the most important. Include a MOFR. Y'all know what a MOFR is?
Sounds like a very new name.
What does MOFA stand for?
Offer for immediate response. I'm putting names in for this SPA gift card. Call me today with a referral. Make an offer for immediate response. You've seen some of the teams who do reverse bowls. They have their clients call them to win, scooter or whatever. Make an offer for immediate response. Yeah, you want a goal set to the now, plan your touches. This is all homework for you guys to do. Smart plans. How many of y'all, and no judgment, but the- you are? Did you set them up? Or? You did. Okay, so you're using them.
And then if I make it.
Yeah. It does what? It keeps on task and it what, sets reminders? Conversation. You guys, success is simple, not easy. We're giving you the formulas or recipes of a buffet. And we're going, here's smart plan, here's command, here's Ignite, right? You guys are in Ignite, so in the park, here are all the things. And it's like you're going, I'm busy, I don't want to go home. Go over the smart plan, right? Learn it. So in command, there are all smart plans. You can, some of them, here, 65,000 agents are using that smart. A bi-weekly neighborhood nurture. If 65,000 agents use that, do you think it might be okay for you to start? Now, I will say to this. Make sure you change the name of the person. So they don't see something that comes from John Smith in Dallas because they created it. Put your name in there. So these are rated and it talks about what it is. Find the birthday one. When you have a closing, you go back, for those that have had some closing, go back to your past clients and add in their anniversary for their closing. You can click on your opportunity, full opportunity, match the person, Angela selling Angela up. And send Angela a birthday greeting, send her an anniversary of her home. So pick a couple smart plans and just start. Even if you just pick 10 people and put them on a birthday plan. They get birthdays for people and them to the birthday. Okay? Use these smart plans, you guys, for 36 touches of your contact. So you'll see here's an 8x8 contact, quarterly call plan, all in there, easy for you. All you got to do is go into your contacts and pick which you want to get it. I have my database. I have leads from my Virginia Beach people from where I'm from. And they get different things. They get reminders that, hey, even though I'm not in your area, I can connect you with a top agent. My out-of-town agents, they're out-of-town to get those. Remind them that I can connect them. I've got a referral up in Long Island for a friend. I had a referral down in Florida for a friend. She built a $2 million house. You think that was a pretty referral? So just remember that you can send different messages. Select what you want on each of those different smart plans. But this is a great way to use the system
reminders that, keeping up with your lead that we just went over. Right. Absolutely, yeah. Keeping in touch with the people you help is crucial, especially because they're going to be telling everybody, I just train them. And teach them, right? So when you're when you're turning over the keys, you go, I hope this is for you, and they're all hyped up, and you go, I'm gonna ask you for a testimonial. Is that okay? I'll send that to you like the next day or two while they're hyped. Because a month from now, they're gonna find a crap, right? Or maybe, but you get them while they're energy and they're hyped up on it. And I go, Pumper, I know everybody's gonna see you posting, you're gonna be talking about buying a house. If people say that they're interested, will you remember to let me know who I should reach out to? I told him what to do. And I didn't say, have your friend told me. Because that's given him something to do. And then when he says to his buddy, hey, forward, people are gonna be like, oh, huh? If I say, tell me who I should reach out to. And he says, hey, call Jonathan, then I can say, great, can I tell him again? Hey, Jonathan, this is Patrice, yeah, our good friend Prosper bought a house, and I had the pleasure of helping. I tied it together with Prosper's name, and he told me to call you. Yeah, like, I don't think I'm ready now. So I get it, Prosper wasn't sure. He started talking before he bought. Oh. I'll just give you a high level, no pressure, no nothing. Said, thought I could help you. Again, that's an 80% birth through a referral. But I tell them, right? When my clients post on Facebook, if I text them that, or so much fun helping you. I have the best time. Can't wait to see what you do with that. And people see. I offer every one of my clients, look, once you get in and get a little settled and you want to meet some people, I'll do a basic wine and beer and cheese party. And I'll put the invites out to the neighbors so you can meet them. And I've done that, and several people have taken me up on it, and I've gotten business in the neighborhood. So there are a lot of ways that you can offer value. And I love to entertain. I love getting together. So that's kind of like my thing. Some people that me freak out, like, oh my God, I host my own party. I don't want to host this. But I find out other ways, right? Come by with a pizza when you know they're moving in. And then you're likely to run into your friends that are helping. And if nothing else, if you don't see anybody, you'll feel better about helping them, right? So look for ways to touch with your people, help people out through the process. Okay? And then the daily success system, this has been throughout the entire Ignite. You've had it for a month now. If you are not following this in your clarity, your priority, and your action, I don't know what to tell you. It's here all the time. 10, 10, 10, and 10, 5, 1. You should be having 10 conversations a day about real estate, being a realtor. Should add 10 contacts into your database a day. You should be handwriting notes. Congratulations. You know, your trip looked great. Thanks for taking my call. All of those handwritten notes. 10-5-1. Who remembers what that is for social media? Like Facebook or Insta today. Comment on 5 and then DM 1. Oh my gosh, that's wow. Oh my gosh, so excited to see, you know, you're moving to Texas. Okay. Make it just about what Facebook or that's helping. Ask them how they look. Oh, so good to see your post. I haven't seen it from you in a while. Hope you are doing well. And then your appointments, agreements, closings, enrichments are the classes, things that you're doing to learn about real estate. What's in your life, it could be something outside real estate. And then appointments, agreements, and close. You got call list, and here again. Keep in mind, get your mindset right before you make calls, not bugging. You're coming from contributions and talking about. Okay? I engage every conversation in this, and people are happy to be in relationship with me. And then you need to be doing role play. And then this is the evaluation. Most of the instructors, I think, have been asking for evaluations, right? For some of them. So you can go ahead and QR that or copy the QR code, take a picture. Or you can go to KW Williams University eval.com. And then event type in person, hobby. Instructor, it will say, my name's not listed yet. I need 100 surveys, so I need you guys to help me. Instructor, then at the bottom. I did. For people who don't know your name. Then you can add in my name. And the course, you can put either Ignite session 11 or 12. You can overput. 2 R's, 2 L's. That's all right. That's all right. 2 R's, 2 L's. I'm glad you guys were Monday. I know, you got to start strong, man. Got to see Mel Robbins and Tony Robbins in person at family reunion. They were all changed. And I think it'll ask you like our region, or Virginia, all that great stuff. But thank you guys. I hope you're getting a lot out of Ignite. A lot of good stuff coming too, buyers and sellers. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, we've got Seth's class from last Ignite. I've got to get our virtual assistant to upload our Ignites this far onto our YouTube. But the Ignites from last time, and Seth taught a really good MLS class. It's out on our YouTube channel. Keller Williams, Richmond West.
are done. So I would encourage you. That was you. Yeah. So, you have a question? Okay. You can either do 11 or 12. Yep, we went over both. You're welcome.